Biafra, superstars, media.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Biafran golden child. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Good afternoon. Good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. This is Biafra Golden Child, and I'm happy we can interact once again from the stables of the Biafra Superstars Media. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Best compliments of the season. Yeah, even if these are not best times, but we have to wish ourselves well. Yes, we have to wish ourselves well. So, let me go straight to this audio. In the Biafra Superstar Media, we call a spade a spade. We like taking the bulls by the horns, going down immediately to important matters. We don't beat about the bush. We call a spade a spade. And so without further ado, I want to make this audio because it's very pertinent. It's very pertinent. A lot has been happening recently, especially since the redeclaration of United States of Biafra since 2nd December 2024 by the former Biafran Chief of Staff, who is now the acting Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Since the successful redeclaration of the United States of Biafra, a lot has been happening. Yes, a lot has been happening, both positively and to some extent negatively. Yes, a lot of positive things are happening. There's a lot of awareness created about, the Biafra agitation. A lot of people are now aware, of how long Biafra has agitated following the events of 1967, 68, 69, 70. People have come to realize that it didn't just start today, that this is an agitation that has taken place since over 40 years ago. And so a lot of people are wondering why the people who have emphatically complained, people who have constantly and continuously maintained that they don't find peace in the center, people who have said that the center doesn't want them, people who have said that the government they are forced to be in does not wish them well, has denied them every privilege of a citizen, have emphasized that they don't have any sense of belonging in this government, have emphasized that they have been disenfranchised, they have been, frustrated from having any meaningful achievements in the country. They've been prevented from taking any major leadership positions. They have been prevented from gaining reasonable employment because of this so-called federal character system, where mediocrity is installed, mediocrity is elevated at the altar of meritocracy. A lot of things have been happening. People have seen that, yes, these Biafra people mean what they're saying. People have seen that, yes, for Biafra, it's not a mirage anymore. It is real. Equally, a lot of people have observed that Biafra is not personalized. It doesn't matter whether any person was incarcerated or not. It doesn't matter whether a few people have been unjustly incarcerated. It didn't matter whether Mazen Kanu was held in the DSL dungeon in Nigeria. It doesn't matter if, our able, indefatigable Prime Minister Simon Ekpan Joko, was being interrogated and held back by the Finnish authorities. No, Biafra supersedes a personality. Biafra is not about a person. It is a way of life of the people. It is what the majority of the people of Biafra land, the people who make up the 40 states that have been pronounced, that have been declared, the 40 golden states of the United States of Biafra. So Biafra is not about an individual. It's not about our grandfather and retired Biafran warlord, General Emeka Dumegwu Ojukwu. It's not about them. No, it's about the struggle of a people, a consciousness that yes, we want to live a life devoid of wickedness, of acrimony, of subjugation, of all manner of frustrations and divide and rule. The Biafra people agitate because they have seen that they are not wanted. When you're not wanted, why are you forced to remain? And so that is the $1,000,000 question. So a lot of people have seen since this declaration, a lot of people have observed since the redeclaration on 2nd December 2024 that Biafra means what it's saying. Biafra is after what it's saying. Biafra has walked the talk, and they've done the talk, they are walking the talk. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to observe that internationally, locally, globally, United States of Biafra has become a most, talked about topic. Yes, it is at the vanguard of discussions. It is the cynosure of all, eyes and all ears. So, ladies and gentlemen, equally, when I talk about these positive aspects of the redeclaration of Biafra since 2nd December 2024, I want to equally enumerate some of the negative things that have, been happening since this redeclaration. First and foremost, yes, I want to comment on the hate speeches, the hatred that people have seen, to be pouring constantly and continuously on the former Biafra Chief of Staff, Biafra Regional Government in Exile Chief of Staff, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, after she boldly and fearlessly redeclared the United States of Biafra in Finland, December 2nd, 2024, on the full support orders of our, embroiled former Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, who is still being detained by the Finnish authorities, who is still undergoing interrogation, and so far so good. He's still incommunicado, but he communicates. And so Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, boldly, fearlessly, declared and redeclared United States of Biafra. Ever since then, a lot of people, including Biafrans, have continued, to treat this woman with despicable scorn. They have called her manners of name. They have searched. They don't know where she got her powers from. They have tried to deny her. Some of them have excommunicated her. Some have said she does not represent us. Some say she's gone too far. Some say she's equally worse. She's worse than Simon Ekpa. Some say, look, she is engineering and continue to engineer, the security lapses in the Southeast. A lot of them have come out openly to say, this woman, we don't want her. Crucify her alongside Simon Ekpa. These are Biafrans. These are leaders of Igbos and thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, for this audio this morning, I'm going to emphasize, that we should, Biafrans, we should stop eating our own. We should stop fighting our own. We should stop giving the world a mixed feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, we must all realize that freedom doesn't come easy. There's no easy walk to freedom. There's no easy walk. When I say walk, I don't mean W-O-R-O-K. I mean W-A-L-O-K. You don't walk to freedom. It's never easy. The road is tough. Yes, the road is tough and sometimes deceptive, sometimes dangerously, filled with dangers. But that doesn't mean we should give up. That doesn't mean we should disown our own. That doesn't mean freedom is not worth fighting for. It is. It is worth fighting for. The United States of Biafra, the sovereign United States of Biafra, is what we're fighting for. And is what has been redeclared, and is where we are. And so, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men of goodwill, women of good hearts, I want to encourage us today to stop this acrimony, to stop this self-hatred, to stop this divisionist attitude, which we have all suddenly begin to, exhibit since the successful redeclaration of the United States of Biafra. I don't know why fellow Biafrans will come out on public televisions, on social media, on international media, on mass media, and they will come out and begin, to criticize our own Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. They said, why is she declaring United States of Biafra? That to them, our late Demo Dumugo had already declared, the United States of Biafra sovereign as at 1967. Why is she declaring in an hour? Some of them came out to say they thought that after, Simon Epanjoko had been arrested, being detained by the Finnish authorities, they thought it would be peace. They thought everything, Biafra regional government in exile, they thought everything about the declaration, quest would be over. Why is she igniting the flame once again? She should let that Biafra ambition, that declaration of ambition, die or be incarcerated with Simon Epanjoko. I don't know why our people should act this way. I don't know who they are representing. I don't think these people are representing the Biafran people. No, I don't think. I would say there are saboteurs amongst us. Are there foreign infiltrators amongst us? Are people being settled to derail the ambitions of Biafra, to derail the objectives of Biafra? Are there people who are giving a measure of food, porridge to sell their birthrights? I mean, I can't understand. Why would the Biafrans come out and talk against the sovereign United States of Biafra? Why would the Biafran come out and say, look, we don't know Simon Epanjoko. This woman, who's so-called woman, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, we don't know her. Some will come and say she's a clown. Some came up and said she's everything but positive. Some say she's going to be worse than Simon Epanjoko. Some say we don't recognize her. Some say, look, get her arrested to kill the dream of Biafra. Why would people be so insensitive? Why would people who claim to have ambitions for the welfare of Biafra, people who claim to feel the fight of Biafra, people who claim that they are aware of the horrendous killings in the north between 1966 that started after the first civil war, the first military coup d'etat in Nigeria in 1966. People who saw how their people were driven away from the north, burnt alive, killed, pregnant women dissected, properties worth millions burnt, stores and shops burnt, houses destroyed, and the Igbos, the Biafrans were chased, from the north because of course, the Northerners felt that the coup of January 15th, 1966 was targeted mostly at the northern elites. They were highly frustrated and bittered that, northern leaders were killed, southern leaders like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, people like Obafemi Awolowo were spared. And so they felt bad, they felt hot, they felt that Igbos had planned it all, and they were on a revenge mission. Because of this revenge mission, they orchestrated horrendous killing, almost genocide of Igbo people. The Igbo people had to scamper for safety. They ran for their life, and ended up going back to the Biafran region. And there, under the Igbo leadership of General Emeka Odumegwu, the United States of Biafra was declared because it was apparent, very apparent, that General Gowon at that time, who was the leader, the head of state of this country, could not guarantee the life and safety of the Igbos, the Biafrans, who ran for their lives. Men who did not fight you, who were attacked with guns, with daggers. So these Biafrans who say they don't believe in the, quest for the liberation, for the sovereignty of the United States of Biafra, If they say they know the story of Biafra, if they know the plight of Biafra, why are they the ones who are frustrated, who are acting in inimical, orchestrations to frustrate, to annihilate, and to prevent the successful attainment of a sovereign United States of Biafra? If Igbos, Biafrans, are the ones who are calling for the head of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, these are people whose mothers were killed during the civil war that took place between 1967, 68, 69, 70. Their mothers were killed, their fathers were beheaded, their little children who could not have access to food and nutrition and medicines died in their millions. Our aged and sick died in their millions because they had no nutrition, they had no access to medicine. The whole world ganged up against the Biafrans. And so people who were survivors of this genocidal experience of the Biafran, how can you come out and you are telling the whole world, we don't know who Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is? If she's a medical personnel, she should stick to medicine. She should stick to her nursing career. She has nothing to do with politics. She said she was appointed a chief of staff by Simon Epanjoko. We don't know Simon Epanjoko. Simon Epanjoko does not work with IPOB. He's not an IPOBian. He's on his own. As far as we know, he is on his own. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it's very appalling, very, very appalling that we want to eat our own. We want to stifle our own. We want to kill the Biafran dream because of external influence, because of bribery and corruption, because of we want to seem like, yes, we belong to the junta, the government at the center. We want political patronage. We want offices. We want to be appointed commissioners. We want to be appointed as ministers. We want to gain business growth and develop. Therefore, we sell our own. That is not right. That is not right. Fellow Biafrans, freedom lovers, I want us to realize that yes, Ngozi Orabueze, she's a woman in whom we should all be well pleased. She's bold. She's bold and beautiful. Yes. She's wise. Wise, extremely cerebral. When you hear her speak, when she addressed Biafrans at the convention in Latin, when you hear her speak, she enunciated all the plight of the Biafrans. She talked about the aims and objectives of the new government. She talked about why the Biafrans were adamant all these years. She talked about why the declaration was necessary after the 1967 declaration by late General Emeka Mogoju. She talked about why the declaration was necessary. She said history has been removed from the Nigerian educational system. History has been stopped from schools. And so people didn't know. People didn't realize what Biafra represented. They didn't know what Biafran suffered. They didn't know what our forefathers, Biafran martyrs, went through. They didn't know that there was a time the average Biafran, the Igbo man, was almost ostracized out of the earth. There was a deliberate attempt to delete the Biafran people from history, from the geographical region called Nigeria. And so she started, told the whole world, this is the story of Biafra. We're not doing it for money. Nobody's conning any person. We're doing it because this is the collective will of the people. The people are saying it's about time we're allowed to breathe. We cannot breathe in the government of Nigeria, where we are subjugated, where we are treated like second-class fiddle, where we are treated like second-class citizens, where they declare no victor, no vanquished after the Civil War 1967. Yet, they have not allowed us drink and drop the cup. They have refused to allow us aspire in the land we call our own. They have refused to give us opportunities to do our business without fear or favor. They have brought in all kinds of manners of taxation. They have brought in all kinds of manipulations to keep us in a perpetual state of second-class citizenship. Yes, that's what Dr. Ngozi Orabueze Orabueze told the world. She told them at Finland and said it's not about incarcerating Nnamdi Kanu. No, our Muslim leader. No, it's not about arresting our prime minister, the indefatigable prime minister, the cerebral Simon Ekpanchok. No, it doesn't matter how many trials he has to go to. It doesn't matter all the reckless appeals that the Finnish authorities should extradite Simon Ekpanchok back to Nigeria. It didn't matter how many Simon Ekpanchokus would be arrested. No, what mattered was the Biafran soul is here. The Biafran soul will not know peace until it is free. Until the United States of Biafra is free, the Biafran spirit will not know peace. The dead, the souls of our faithfully departed, those who were slaughtered, those who were killed, those who were shot, children forced to be malnourished in their millions, who suffered kwashoko, who died, the aged who were denied opportunities for medical help, who died. The souls of all these people are not having peace, will not know peace, will continue to roam the land until the United States of Biafra is fully recognized as a sovereign state on its own. Sovereign state with all privileges, with all the powers, with all that sovereignty entails. That is where the source of the faithful departed of Biafra will know peace. She was bold, she was clear, and she said it without missing words. I stand here today at a peril to my life. I don't care what happens to me. I don't care who is for me. I don't care who is against me. But all I know is that I'm standing here representing the 40 states of the people who make up the United States of Biafra in its sovereignty. I'm standing up, yes, and I'm saying, today, 2nd December 2024, I have, by the grace of God, with all humility, with a sense of dedication, with a sense of patriotism, I hereby declare the United States of Biafra. Ladies and gentlemen, rather than criticize, rather than call for her head, I think people should eulogize. People should salute the courage of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, who, despite all her external education, despite her international relations, despite the fact that she has a dual citizenship, partly American, partly Nigerian, despite the fact that she's a successful medical practitioner, despite the fact that she has a lot of options open to her. She could have decided to go to any part of the world and take a holiday, be in one yacht, be on the ocean floors, and take a holiday. But she said, no. I watched the sacrifice that Simon Ekpanchok did. She said, I saw my boss. I saw my Oga at the top, who said, I'm going to retire from the from the Finnish political system. I'm going to retire from being a politician. I'm going to retire from working in Finland. I'm going to sacrifice all this to be fully involved, fully saturated in the struggle of sovereignty of my people until I achieve the sovereignty of the United States of Biafra. I will not know any peace. I will come out to the whole world. I will take on the world until I get that far. Nothing will stop me. That was the words. That was the epitome of sacrifice, the epoch of sacrifice of human life that Simon Ekpanchok made for Biafrans. He sacrificed it, and he declared that 2nd December 2024 is sacrosanct, must be, whether I'm there or not, whether I'm living or dead. 2nd December 2024 is a date that the United States of Biafra, sovereign United States of Biafra, will be redeclared. And it will be done here in Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, that speech, that supreme sacrifice by Simon Ekpa has become prophetic. Little did he know that shortly before that date, shortly before that time, he will be arrested, and then he will have to undergo the whole hog of the Finnish interrogation system, the Finnish court system. Little did he equally know that in such a short time before that date, his own people, his own Biafrans, his own Onezendebo, his own Ikobians will say, we don't know him. We don't know that man. We don't know that man. And that is exactly what they did. Like the Jews told Pilate, when Pilate asked them, this man, I have not found any fault with him. This man, Jesus that you call him, you say the king of the Jews, I have not found any fault. What do you want me to do with him? What do you want me to do with your leader? The Jewish people shouted. They were enraged. They were mad. Even at Pilate, referring to Jesus Christ as their leader, they were enraged and told Pilate, we don't know this man. We don't know this man. We don't care about this man. Get rid of him for us. Get rid of him for us. Release for us the other man, the brigand, the murderer, the thief. Release Barnabas to us. Take the Simon Ekpa. Take him away from us. Get rid of him. Little did Simon Ekpa know, a few days to his proposed declaration of the United States of Biafra, his own people would deny him. They will call for his head on a platter of gold. Yes. Yes. Like Herod's daughter called for the head of John the Baptist on a platter of gold. A lady who danced so well, who danced and danced at a banquet organized by the king, Herod at that time. She danced so well, and Herod was so touched. Herod, who was regarded as the numero uno, the number one, the man who could determine life and death. They treated him like a demigod. So when Herod saw the young lady dancing, he didn't even remember it was one of his daughters. And they asked his guards, who is that lady? And they said, it's your daughter, of course. And she's dancing, thrilling you. And it was, wow. He said, bring her here. Of course, when they brought her, because the mother of the young girl hated John Baptist, John the Baptist with a passion. John the Baptist with a passion, because John said, Herod taking you as his wife again is not acceptable in the eyes of God. So the woman had a pathological hatred. She went every time she saw John the Baptist, what she saw, she was looking for a knife, cut his throat. And so she saw this as a big chance. And so when her daughter danced, and Herod said, what do you want me to give? What gift do you want? What gift do you want? The lady with her missing words told the great king, King, sir, Herod, sir, I want the head of John the Baptist on a platter of gold. And of course, the king wanted to be seen as the man who said it and means it, as the man who is not afraid of anyone, living or dead. He wanted to be seen as the one who determines life and death. He wanted to be seen as a God. And so he declared it instantly, servants, go and get me the head of John the Baptist on a platter of gold. Give it to my darling daughter. That is it. And that was it. That was how John the Baptist died. And so our able, indefatigable Simon Ekpa is sacrificed to Biafra in his highly prophetic language when he said, I don't care what happens to me. I don't care if I live or die. I don't care if I'm arrested. I don't care if everybody denies me. What I can tell you here right now is that come December 2nd, 2024, the declaration of the United States of Biafra must be achieved. must be redeclared. Here in Finland, Biafra regional government in exile will be fully documented, fully promulgated, probably fully implemented in Finland. Just a few days to that time, he was arrested. Just a few days to that time, he was his own kit and kin, his own associates. Everybody threw away their cloak. Everybody ran away and abandoned him. They abandoned him. And they started calling for his neck, Extradition, arrest him, extradite him to Nigeria, bring him here, shoot him alive, bring him here to us. After the trial in Finland, after his house is sentence, bring him here. Everybody humiliated Simon Ekwanjoku. Everybody denied him. Almost everybody. Almost anybody said he was a joker, said he was a conman, called him all manners of names because he stood resolutely. He insisted that the Igbo man has suffered enough, that the Biafrans have suffered enough. He told the world about the plight of Biafra. He said, no, we cannot continue as second-class citizens. No, you cannot force us. If you don't want us, you don't need us, you don't treat us well, you don't allow us to aspire. If we cannot develop the way we want, if we cannot get the offices that we need, then we have no business being in Nigeria. Because of these things, they all abandoned him. They all hated him. They denied him. The same way Jesus was abandoned, hated, and denied. In fact, the Bible records that one of Jesus' followers, when Jesus was arrested, ran away naked. He ran away naked. He didn't want to have anything to do with Jesus. So that was what they did to Simon Ekwanjoku. They hated him. They denied him, called him all sorts of names, mocked him, called for his tradition, called for his head on a pot of gold. Everyone except this lonely voice, except this woman, courageous woman, except this woman who said, hey, I don't care what anybody feels about Simon Ekwanjoku. I don't care what anybody's saying about him. I don't care the risk to my life. I don't care whether I'll be arrested or not. I don't care what has happened in Finland. I don't care if the Finnish authorities have him. I'm going there. And that is that same place where Simon Ekpa, my able leader, who appointed me chief of staff of Biafra regional government in exile, where he said, United States of Biafra will be redeclared. I'm going there. That convention will take place. That convention must be held. And at that convention, we will declare the United States of Biafra. And that's what she did. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze stood up. The full glare of the whole world. The full glare of all the attendees of the Finland convention. The full world of all the mass media. Social media, television, she redeclared the United States of Biafra and told the world that the new country has been born, that this country is the United States of Biafra, comprising 40 states. Henceforth, we are going to fully reintegrate, inaugurate, and effectively do everything it takes to make it a full-fledged sovereign country. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom lovers, fellow Biafrans, this woman deserves our applause. This woman deserves our praise. This woman deserves all the encomiums. She deserves all the ovations because what she has done is not easy. What she has done is extraordinary. Rather than condemn her, rather than backbite her, rather than call her a stooge, rather than call her negative names, I think we should salute her courage. I think we should all align with her and together, push up, hoist this Biafran flag that she has pushed up, that she has hoisted full mast in Finland since 2nd December 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow freedom lovers, I think it's about time we call this spade a spade. The whole world is watching us. They want to know if we say we are different from Nigeria, that we describe as a country, we describe as a rat race. If we say we are different from Nigeria, that is full of corruption, hashtag bad governance, clueless government, that is full of rat, man hate man, pull them down syndrome, pull him down syndrome, pull her down syndrome. If we're saying we believe in democracy, if we're saying that we're people who have been marginalized, if we're saying we're people who want to achieve a complete 360 degrees transformation from whatever the dungeon Nigeria represents, then we should all stand out, come, ally, recognize, support Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, and she vehemently, and she steadfastly, and she fearlessly, and she courageously continue to promulgate the tenets, the hopes and ambitions, the objectives, and the hope for full actualization of the sovereign states of the United States of Biafra. Ladies and gentlemen, this should be a clarion call to everyone. This is a clarion call. Support, be with, ally with Dr. Ngozi Orabueze for the future of Biafra, for the success of the United States of Biafra, for the future of your children, for the future of generations yours unborn in Biafra land. The choice is ours. This is the clarion call. This is the chance. This is our chance. This is our hope. This is our ultimate ambition. Ladies and gentlemen, let us continue to support the United States of Biafra. Let us continue to empower Dr. Ngozi Orabueze and her associates in their venture, in their unalloyed support, in their courageous efforts, in their huge sacrifice to make the sovereign state of Biafra a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope to talk to you next again. Please, this is a clarion call. Clarion call. Support Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Let's move forward. Never backwards. Thank you. And God bless you all. Thank you.